Hey folks, welcome back to the Beer Wrench Garage, and today's a nice afternoon. I'm getting ready to head into the junkyard and trying to actually get some turbo lines. And I figured it's been a while since we've had a junkyard video, and we'll see how today turns out. Might just go ahead and let you tag along and see if we get any interesting stuff that'll turn into a video. We'll have a quick beer before we go in, and with that, I'm going to remind you to go ahead and click that like button and give me a thumbs up. It really helps the channel, and if you like my content, go ahead and subscribe. And if you do subscribe, make sure to activate that little bell button that'll alert you to new uploads. So I hope this turns into a good video, and I'll bring you inside and we'll see what we can find. Whew. All right, folks, I really don't like this yard. It's just a pain in the butt to get through, and the staff and all this. Anyway, car I'm here for is, gosh, you guys are going to roll your eyes again. Another Audi. This is a 2004 Audi A6, but it's got the same 2.7 liter that is in my all-road. What I'm here for today is trying to scavenge some turbo lines. So I've prepped the motor a little bit, but I think the easiest way will be to essentially remove the motor and transmission and pull it out, and then try to get the lines from with the motor outside. The car, I've removed the front, whatnot. Someone has tried to drop the subframe. I'll show you here in a second. Most of the subframe is removed. I think there's like a couple motor mount, like that plate that holds the motor mounts up is still keeping the motor in the car, and then the drive shaft connected to the transmission, because it looks like they removed the transmission mounts as well. And then I'll show you that again when I go underneath here. But what we're going to do is we'll disconnect the transmission from the drive shaft, and then we'll drop the motor where it's connected to the mounts. And I think the subframe's already loose, so that should plop the motor down, and then we'll see how much luck we have pulling the motor out. And even if we can't pull it out, we should be able to have some freer rein on the turbo. All right, so let me see if I can walk you along what I end up doing. All right, so like I said, first thing we're going to do is try to get all right, let's see if we can get this going here. We're going to go ahead and try to get the drive shaft disconnected from the back of the transmission right there. And I don't think I'm going to need to rotate it. Obviously someone's been beating it up, so I should be able to get these. I think they're 6mm hexes, so we'll work on that here in a second. As you can see, the subframe has been certainly dropped from the back end, and then I think there's a couple bolts on each side that are basically holding the engine up to the chassis. So if I can free the transmission from the drive shaft, I can probably get those last two bolts out, which will be interesting, and just drop the motor. I really don't want to deal with the staff to go get one of those hoists, and I didn't bring any chains. So I think we'll just drop it and kind of use muscle power to drag it out, see how that works. I think this trans is probably a couple hundred pounds. The motor's at least 400 pounds, so we're looking 600 pounds, but I only need to move it a couple feet. Well, we'll see how it works. First thing we're going to do is go ahead and remove this drive shaft, and let me see if I can set you up. If not, I'll just bring you back when I got it, just because the way I got the camera is hard to get set up here. Let's see. Let's see if that works. So first thing, I'm going to try to go ahead and use the impact to get all the ones that I can easily get to, and then I'll get the others with the hand ratchet, so give me a better angle. That's not what I wanted to do. All right, folks, so you heard the little stripping that was going on there. So I'm reverting back to my hand tools. I got my old Icon bit set here that I did a video on. I'll link. And then I got a little crap in the video for not talking about the extension. So we got this extension on here. Let's see how that works. Oh, you son of a bitch. Oh, gosh. All right. So we're going to have to find a way to hold the drive shaft from spinning while I remove these. So let me see if I can come up with a way to do that. So let's see if this will work. The heck? Yeah, we got some issues here, gents. Mainly, the issues are that these are stripped, and the 6mm hex will not go in there easily. So let's see if we can pound a Torx in there. All right. Let's see. The equivalent of a 6mm hex in Torx would be probably T45 maybe? I don't know. Oh, shit. Yeah, it's going to have to try to be a T45. Well, let's try a couple different ways. Let's try the 6mm hex, because that's what's supposed to go in there. And if we can't get it in there, then we'll try to revert to the hex. I mean the Torx. Okay. So that worked for now. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm using this bigger ratchet to tighten, which will basically hold the drive shaft while I loosen with the bit ratchet. Okay, so that guy's good. All right. I want to lose my bit in there. All right, here's a problem with that. You kind of get your bit lost in there. All right, now, oh gosh, I got some stuff in my eye. Come on. All right. We'll use the same technique with this one up here. If we can get it go in. Oh gosh. Yeah, this guy's gonna give us some problems here. All right. Okay, that one's good. All right. Okay. That's good. That's good. Now, let's try one thing here. So I got everyone loose except for the strip one here. What I'm going to do is tighten with the bit ratchet now and loosen with this ratchet, and hopefully, yeah, got it. All right. And for those of you that watch the channel and have sharp eyes, you'll notice that the ratchet I'm using right now is my favorite little Tekton one that I just did a video on the warranty repair on. So if you didn't see that video, leave a link in the description, and probably a little pop up over here to direct you to it. Now we should be able to get this. All right, so we didn't have a way of easily stopping the drive shaft from turning, but we were able to kind of use dueling ratchets to work it. Whoa. All right, so you see that everybody wants to fall, and then we're gonna go up there. Basically, we're gonna undo in sort of a haphazard way the engine, the bolts holding the engine mounts up, and this whole thing should plop down. All right, folks, so if you're watching this video, just understand that what I'm about to try to do is a very not safe way of doing things. But basically the only thing that's really keeping the engine up right here is, I believe, 2 bolts here on the driver's side and 2 bolts on the passenger side that basically are holding the plate that secures to the engine mounts up to the chassis. And I'll show you what that looks like. I'll try. It's gonna be a little bit hard, but oh, where are my fingers at? And of course the camera's not focusing, but right there, there's one of them. So there's 2 bolts right there holding the chassis, or the engine, up to the chassis. So I went a pair on each side. And what I'm gonna do is basically, without getting my body under the engine, I'm gonna snake an impact in there and just undo those. And I've set this this wheel up, so at worst case, the engine is just gonna fall and get caught by this. But basically I'm gonna lower this side and lower that side, so the engine is kind of tipped up, and then try to pull this out just a bit. We'll see how that works. All right, so let's get on that. I believe those are 18s of those bolts that I'm talking about. All right, like I said, I'm just gonna get the tool under the car, not my body or my hands. And I believe these are 18s. No, they're not 18s. Well, one of them is. Actually, both of them are. All right, so someone's loosened them, and I'm just gonna roll them out. Again, nothing is under the car, none of my essentials. All right, so so same concept here. Yeah, it does look like somebody's probably working on this before, because these things are loose. So that should, dang it, it should drop the engine out pretty much. Whew. Only thing is the sway bar is still connected. Yeah, I should have dropped the engine out. We might have to drop the struts as well to get it all the way out. But that's kind of a measure of safety. So if it's just still held on there by the struts. But let's see what we do here. Let's get this inner one out first. Again, as little as possible of my body is underneath the car. Okay. Very cool. So I think the wiring harness and the struts and let's see, 2 heater tubes, or heater hoses, coolant tubes, are really keeping this engine up. Let's go ahead, and I think there's 3 16mm bolts on each side holding the struts to the subframe. Let's go drop those. All right, let's drop these struts and see what we can do. Oh. Okay, got the strut bolts loosened on both sides, and let's see what happens when we remove them. That's it. I got it. So our engine harness is really the only thing that's holding this engine into the car right now. So this is what we ended up doing. All right, now at this point, I'm gonna cut these coolant tubes, and I'm gonna take some time to remove the computer and bring the harness out, because if possible, I'd like to try to scavenge this harness as well. But we're trying to get these turbos out. So what I want to do is get this engine on the ground and then try to drag it out. Well, folks, all that work for naught. I did manage to drop the engine, and with the transmission connected the way it's angled, you're not going to be able to pull it out by hand. But again, I don't need to get in there now once I've discovered the turbo lines that I was after are crap. So I'm not even going to go to the trouble of pulling the rest of this engine. Well, it's out, but I'm not going to go to the rest of the trouble of fully getting it out because of the turbo lines are not good. And what I mean by not good is, well, I don't know if you can see it right there, but really the one, I guess, main one that I was after is actually cut. So yeah, the main one I was after is this one right here, and it's actually cut. So won't do me any good to get pull the motor out the rest of the way, but I guess it was a good try. So there you have it, folks. Massive swing and a miss. Just kind of one of the reasons I don't like this yard. It just rarely does it turn out good. And I should have known better, but I couldn't resist the pull of a, literally the pull of a 2.7 liter. I wanted to get some parts. I was hoping to get some parts that I needed, but didn't work out as good as I hoped. Hopefully it gave you a little bit of interesting watching, and it kind of showed how I was being a little silly. But yeah, if you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Take care.